Okay, what's going on, y'all? Happy Thursday, happy Jupiter day. So today's collective message is going to be a reset and focus reading, okay? A reset and focus and refocus spread, all right? My apologies, I'm trying to get this set up to work right here, and it keeps my DJI thing is just like, meh, and I'm like, what are we doing? Like, I don't get it. So I don't know if it was just kind of like, okay, you're not pressing record yet, so I'm gonna just chill in the meantime. Like, I don't know. So anywho, trusting that because I'm now recording officially that it'll be okay. So today's spread is a reset and refocus spread, and this spread in particular is designed to recalibrate and realign your mind, energy, and intentions so you can move, create, and make decisions with clarity and ease again. It's like a gentle, energetic reset button for your soul. Because after all, right, it's difficult to know where you're heading without awareness of where you're starting, right? That's literally the same thing as when you were driving a car, right? You may have an intention of where you're going, but if the GPS doesn't know where your starting point is, it's not gonna know where to take you from, right? So that's what this reading is about. All right. So let's get into this, shall we? So first question, what energy or attachment is draining your focus or flow? Okay. So that's the first question. We're going to get some insight from your spirit team and guides. Okay. I've already called in my spirit team and ancestors, benevolent ancestors, to come through to support this, the message. Okay. I just try not to do all that after I start recording because, some people just don't care about all that stuff. So I like to get all that ready before I hit record, just to, let any messages that need to come in download before I start recording. So let's get into this. So what energy or attachment is draining your focus or flow? So spirit for the collective, clear, accurate messages only, please. For our highest and greatest good only and nothing less. I'm at the park this time. Today I'm at the park. Yesterday I was at the beach. So what energy or attachment is draining your focus or flow? Spirit for the collective. What energy or attachment is draining focus or flow? All right, what came through? Hangman. The Hanged Man in reverse. So some of you, this feels like an energy of, some of you, I feel like, are still in the process of surrendering to what you know is necessary at this time, okay? But others of you, I feel like you know what's necessary, but some of you are still having a hard time actually implementing what is necessary. And that is where the Hangman in reverse comes in, the reverse position. So, because I'm not really feeling this in a sense of it meant to come out like that, because how it landed on my lap it was standing up, right? And so when I flipped it, it was in reverse. So, that's kind of like, okay, well, for some of you, I feel like you know exactly what is blocking you, what is draining you. Others of you, and you just haven't implemented it. You haven't made the change. You haven't let go or released, right? Whatever it is you're holding on to, whether it's a person, a situation, a connection. This card I will clarify because I feel like it just feels like it could be either or. And I'm, doing this to really genuinely support you guys. So, we're going to get a clarification message on that one because I want this to be as accurate for you as possible. So we are going to clarify this one. So let's see. What is this talking about, Spirit? What are we talking about here? Because this could definitely be a person. This could be a job. This could be a mindset. It could be anything, right? Because everything is energy. So let's see more what this is talking about here. What energy or attachment is draining your focus? And some of you, this has to do with something that you're not wanting to release. Okay, it could be a mindset, it could be a belief, it could, like I said, be a person, some type of soul attachment that you're not wanting. You're not necessarily not wanting to let go of, but some of you aren't yet ready to let go of. You haven't gotten to that point of being able to really, whether it's the clarity that you're lacking to making sure that you're making the right decision, that you won't double back on it later, or that you won't regret the decision you're making later. I literally just went through this, but what helped me, that I'm gonna give y'all a little sauce, especially for those of you like myself who are also readers, who use tarot to help you, to confirm basically what your intuition is, already certain of, is I ask for yes or no questions with major arcanas only. And the reason being is because there's so much more, I'm not trying to say this, Spirit. there's there's way less, I should say, way less of those cards in the deck than the other cards, right? So if I get a yes or no card, if I get a major arcana as a yes or no, for me, that makes it narrows it down tremendously, right? To where it's like the odds of that coming out are way less than the others. So not only that, I asked like recently, like 2 days ago, and making a decision that I have to now communicate. I had basically, asked for yes or no, and then I had asked for a specific major arcana, and that came out. And I was like, if this comes out, I'm not asking again. I'm clear. I'm sure about the answer. I know what to do. Am I making the right decision? Right? That came out, and I was done. And I was like, cool. That was for me confirmation, right? So for some of you, it's like you may need to come up with your own modality to confirm your decisions, to confirm what your intuition is already telling you, to confirm what it is that you know. Others of you, this is about really allowing yourself to be honest with yourself about what that is, about what this thing is that, you're kind of like needing to surrender to, whether it's the process, whether it's the unknown. Some of you are like myself that like to have a plan, that like to know what's next, that like to, be able to, boom, 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 and have things in alignment. But sometimes that's not for us to do, right? Sometimes we're taking on a job that really essentially does not belong to us. We're taking on a job that belongs to, our spirit team, to the Most High, to our benevolent ancestors, those in the ethers that are supporting us on this journey. Where sometimes, find ourselves as, the human part of us, right? The ego that wants to control things, that wants to feel like I'm in control and I'm aware and, I got it together, right? We end up taking on jobs that really don't belong to us, and then wonder why we find ourselves stagnated, or we wonder why we find ourselves, delayed, or feeling like things aren't moving, things aren't going forward, right? So let's get into this. See, at the beginning, top of the deck, Devil. Okay, this is Capricorn energy. So some of you, like I said, this can definitely be a person. Others of you, this could definitely be representing something or someone that is kind of possessive over you. Okay, this could, like I said, be a person, someone that you just are found yourself codependent on, or this person on, codependent on you. But it feels like some energy that can definitely be binding. Okay, something, maybe a temptation, okay, of some sort. Some of you, this has to do with an addiction, a habit, a pattern, right? A way of thinking that is ultimately keeping you in fear, keeping you stuck, making you feel like, I can't, do anything else. For some of you, like I said, if this is a person, gosh darn it, for some of you, this is a person that is making you feel like, you're not going to be able to find nothing better than me. You're not going to be able to find no one else if you leave me, type of thing. And that's a fear tactic, right? That's fear mongering. They want you to essentially be scared of leaving so you don't, right? Empress. Interesting. So some of you could be pregnant by this person, okay? Some of you could just be pregnant in general, and you're kind of needing to just surrender to the fact that, hey, I have to do this by myself, or I'm going to be a mom, or whatever that is, and surrender to the fact that this is life right now, and that's okay. Instead trusting that I am, it's like some of you are being asked to shift your perspective about whatever the situation is. Allow yourself to see it differently. Allow yourself to see beyond what you're currently experiencing, what's so up close to you, right? That's what the bird's eye view is important, to allow yourself to see things from, the perspective that allows you to see what is around that, right? Other opportunities, other solutions, other ways around, or routes you could take that, are more supportive than what may be so close, to your face. So let's see. Spirit, what is this hangman energy? Why is that here for the collective? What is this hangman energy about? Can we have more details, please? I find it so interesting and so active all of a sudden. Like, what the fuck? Oh, fucking trash truck. Like, why are you here, sir? Ooh, so nosy. Just nosy. Ugh. All right, Spirit, for the collective, please. Clear, accurate messages. What is this hangman energy about? Oh, oh my goodness, the cards keep running from me. So look, see what I'm saying? Lovers, okay? Lovers, someone, like I said, for some of you, this is someone that you're in a relationship with, you're in some type of connection with. Some of you have gotten the clarity that this person is throwing your focus off. This person is not good for you. They don't agree with maybe what what your lifestyle is, or the goals that you have. Some of you are with someone that wants to keep you stuck, tied, and bound because they haven't discovered their purpose. Okay, take this as it applies. It's not going to be for all of you, but when you allow yourself to be intentional, when you listen to readings, the messages will reveal themselves and it'll be clear to you. Okay, so like I said, these are general messages, but I'm doing these to show you guys what is available. So if you're interested in having one of these done for yourself regarding your own personal energies and frequencies, then you can hit me up. So what came out after that is the King of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so this is someone who is unstable. So this, for some of you, is definitely a masculine energy. Okay, a masculine figure of some sort. It could be a representative of a father. For those of you that are pregnant, that feels very specific. But if you're not, okay, it doesn't mean that the message isn't yours. Maybe this just that part is not for you. Okay, take what applies, leave what does not. But for some of you, this is someone who is that you're with, obviously, that maybe you're living with. That maybe you're kind of codependent on for finances, but this person is not stable. Okay, this person is not husband material. All right, this person is it feels like lacking resources. Okay, maybe lacking discipline in order to maintain resources. It feels like this person may have some healing to do surrounding their root chakra, especially with all this red energy going on here. Okay, that represents your sense of safety, stability, security. So like I said, take it as it applies. But for some of you, there is an energy around you that is draining your focus at this time that you may find yourself attached to. And it feels like some type of father figure. Like I said, it could be a husband, it could be a boyfriend, baby daddy, right? However that applies. Okay. Someone you're just maybe more reliant on financially, but this person is not stable themselves. Okay. It feels like some of you have an opportunity to create your own stability, but it's going to require you to let this go. Okay. It's like, I can't get sick enough to help another sick person. You see what I'm saying? It's like, I have to first get better in order for me to help someone else who isn't. You see what I'm saying? So it's like something's got to give here. And some of you, I feel like, are definitely aware of who this is, what this is about, but some of you just simply aren't ready to let it go. Okay. But that is what's draining your focus, is draining your energy. It feels like once you do let this go, once you do release this, you have things to celebrate. Okay. And whatever decision I feel like some of you are knowing you're needing to make, this is your divine reminder that you're being supported. Okay. You have support around you. Some of you do have physical support in the form of friends, community, family, tribe, things like that. Maybe resources with wherever you live. Others of you have support in the ethers, meaning your spirit team, your guides, Most High. They're cheering for you like, yes, release this shit. Yes, please let it go. Like some of you are being supported in that way, but it's just a matter of you allowing yourself to shift your perspective on the situation and actually surrender to what it is you're being guided to do. Even if your ego doesn't feel safe in that, deep down that you can only thrive from there. Let that be your guiding light. Okay. So second question is, what door of opportunity is ready to align and open upon this release? So let's see. Let's grab the other deck, start there. And if we need to clarify, we will. So let's see, Spirit, for the collective. What door of opportunity is ready to align and open upon this release? Let's see. I hope this reading is finding you well. Okay. I hope that it also is serving as a divine contribution to your support system, being a vessel and channel for the messages that you need. Okay. King of Cups. So for some of you, this definitely feels like it's involving another person. Okay. With the Fool at the bottom, this feels like, what little do some of you know is that once you release this person, and I could definitely see how this is playing into my own situation. Obviously without giving too much, I'm not trying to talk about myself when I say these things, but it's just relative. It's just like, I'm literally experiencing the same fucking thing. So I know I'm not the only one, but, it feels like upon you allowing yourself, you surrendering to the fact that, this shit just isn't working. This isn't for me. I've outgrown it. It's toxic. I feel stuck. Even if I love this person, or even if I love where I'm at, whatever, however that applies, it's no longer working, whatever it is. And allowing yourself to really surrender to that. And like I said, for those of you that have already gotten this, this crown load about it, but maybe just haven't actually done anything with it, okay, this is your indication letting you know that you have something else on the way. That once you let this go, you have someone waiting for you who's patient, okay? The King of Cups is patient. This person is emotionally balanced. They're emotionally stable, okay? They're emotionally available, which is one of the biggest things, right? Is emotional availability, okay? This person it feels like someone who's nurturing, who's kind, who's ready to treat you the way you deserve to be treated. But this person can't come in until you make room for them, okay? It's literally the same as if you, let's say, have a house with a 1-car garage and you're only allowed to park your car in that garage, right? And you have an old car there that doesn't work, you're going to need to move that car in order to put in a new one in there, right? This is literally the same kind of thing. You can't move, a new man into your house until you move the old one out, right? This is literally the same thing. So for some of you, what's waiting for you is someone who knows how to treat you, someone who's a king, someone who can treat you like the queen that you are. Okay, take it as it applies. This can go either way, female or male, it doesn't matter. This is just, we both have feminine, masculine energies within us. So this is just speaking to, that aspect of you, this person that's waiting to come in, this person who's waiting to serve you and treat you the way you deserve to be treated. But some of you it's a matter of getting to the place of worthiness of knowing I do deserve better. I do deserve to be in a situation where I feel safe, where I feel stable, where I feel secure. I feel like I can thrive, right? You have to know you deserve that first and surrender. And that's how you show the universe that you're ready for that, is by letting go of what you know isn't working anymore. What you've already gotten the download about, that this isn't for me. I've outgrown this, whatever the case may be. I can't do this shit anymore, right? When you stop tolerating what you don't deserve, it allows in what you do. Okay, plain and simple. So let's see. Third question is, where should I place my attention and focus to support forward movement and momentum in the most aligned direction? So this is about taking action, because that's part of the duality in this realm, right? Is the feminine energy is the receptive energy. Okay, that's the creative energy. That's the one who receives the messages, who receives the instruction. And the masculine energy is one who actually puts the strategies into place. That's the one who creates structure, who creates order, who gets things done, who takes action. Okay, that is the masculine energy. So that's why we both have, both parts of us. That's how we operate in our masculine energy, is simply when we take action, when we do things, get things done, when we have a goal in mind, or we get an idea and then we move on it. That is how you maintain the balance of the two. So let's see. For the collective, where should we put our intention and focus? Attention, my apologies. Attention. Where should we place our attention and focus to support forward movement and momentum in the most aligned direction? Spirit, for the collective, please. Where should we put our... I'm like, please don't fall in between my seats again. So this is beautiful, you guys. The Ace of Pentacles. This is a gift from the divine. The divine is literally waiting to bliss you, collective. Okay, the universe is literally waiting to hand you this new opportunity. Okay, because the ace represents a new start. Okay, it represents a new beginning. It's like the seed, right? Meaning that when you have a seed, it still requires you to plant that seed. It still requires you to nurture that seed in order to allow that seed to germinate and then grow into whatever it's meant to be, right? This is literally the same thing. So this is saying that, Spirit is waiting to give you something, right? You have to have your mind set on it, though. Spirit has handed you the seed. That is this new opportunity, right? So this is saying, this is what you should be focused on. That I have something new waiting for me. I have a new person waiting for me, or I have a new plan waiting for me. I have a new adventure waiting for me. I have a new life waiting for me. Whatever this Ace of Pentacles can represent for you, okay? Because the Ace is tangible, okay? So for some of you, this could be representing a new job. So for example, some of you may be in fear of, maybe let's say if this relates to a job, right? Where you're like, I've outgrown this job. I'm not getting, paid what I deserve. I'm overworked, underpaid. They don't treat me well. I'm not recognized for the efforts that I do put in, but I don't have anything else lined up. Spirit is saying, when you quit that job, when you decide I've had a fuck enough, and you're not afraid of, well, how do I quit, but I don't have anything else lined up. So this is where blind faith, more so trust, the knowingness that if you're being guided to do something, I'm not trying to say quit your job and, please be responsible, okay? Follow your own intuition, use your own discernment, but this is just an example, okay? Is that some of you, though, are getting that inkling to just be like, you know what? I don't know how this is going to turn out. That's what I did, literally. Like, I quit my 9 to 5 at a hospital that I was working at, and I loved what I did there, but I wasn't being treated well. You know what I'm saying? I knew I could have been getting paid more, especially living in Cali. Like, I knew I could have been getting, and not only that, I was skilled at what I did, okay? I was very skilled, one of the best at what I did. So it's like, but I knew that my spirit and soul was calling me to something bigger, something better, something beyond my own current, that understanding, the understanding that I had at that time. So I ended up quitting my 9 to 5, and this was right when COVID started. So I didn't know then yet how all that shit would unfold and what the hospitals were doing and how they were involved and all kinds of different shit. I got out right when that shit started. So I got out like right in the nick of time. But I didn't know that when I quit, I didn't know that things weren't going to pick up the way I needed them to. But I was still supported. I was still carried that whole time for years. Okay? Years trying to build my business, trying to build my brand, trying to, build my YouTube channel, all the different things that I've been working on and behind the scenes, like building all that, healing myself all at the same time, being a single parent, like all kinds of shit. So what I'm saying here is that some of you, if has to do with, like I said, a job that you're kind of like, well, I don't have anything else lined up. How do I just, quit this or put in my 2 weeks notice without having something else set up in its place? This is where Spirit is saying, you don't need to worry about that. You're worrying about the wrong thing. Some of you just need to shift your perspective and surrender to what it is you're being asked to do at this time. And with the trust and knowingness that the opportunity is waiting for you. The new beginning is waiting for you. You just need to put your focus in that place on that thing, right? That I have a new job. I know that if I'm being told to quit, if I know I'm being told to leave or leave this person, whatever this is, I know that I have something brand new, right? That I can grab, that I can hold, that I can touch, that is waiting for me. This is a gift from the divine. You see the hands here? Okay. That is really the divine saying, here, this is for you. You know how someone gives you something with 2 hands because they don't want nobody else to take it. They don't want to drop it. Right? They want to make sure that the transfer, that exchange, right, is perfect and in alignment. That is what this energy is. Okay. Some of you have a brand new beginning here that is just waiting for you to accept it, but it's requiring you to let something go first. You have to be able to release in order to receive. It's literally the same as how can I put anything else in this bottle, right? If I don't drink, like say if this was my pre-workout that I make earlier. I made it myself. So like there's only a little bit left, but it's like, say if I want just plain water, right? And I don't want to mix anything with it. I have to drink this, right? I have to get this empty so I could fill this up with clean, fresh water, right? So this is literally the same thing. It's requiring you're being asked right now to allow yourself to surrender to what it is you're being asked to do. With the knowingness, okay, with the emotional balance and stability. For some of you, this is your own energy. If this has nothing to do with another person, some of you, this is about yourself being in this energy of the King of Cups, which is King of Cups is my unbothered king. Okay, King of Cups is the energy who's able to observe all the bullshit going around him, and he's not bothered. He does not flinch. He does not, fret. He's not scared. He is balanced. He is stable in his emotions. He knows when to express them, but he also knows when it's not the time. Okay. He is emotionally balanced in that way. So some of you are being asked to embrace and embody that energy of being emotionally balanced when you surrender, staying calm, even when others are freaking out and flipping out and how could you and where are you going to go and how are you going to do it? It doesn't matter. All I need to know is I'm being told to do this thing or I'm being told to respond in this way. And I know that it's going to work for my good. And sure the fuck is. Okay. But you have to be willing to allow yourself to see it that way. Okay. So let's, I do want to wrap. I don't want to hold you guys too long, but I do want to wrap with a card from my deck, Signs and Synchronicities Oracle deck. Okay. So if you watched yesterday's video, you would have already heard the announcement, but for those who are just now finding me, welcome. And I just not pre-ordered, but I did order, okay, another version of the redone version that I did of this deck. It's 88 cards, okay, about different signs, synchronicities, that you may be seeing that it's ultimately designed to increase and enhance your own intuition, okay? To support you in channeling your own meanings for things instead of having to Google them, right? It's because it's not going to always mean the same thing that it means for someone else when you see a sign or a synchronicity, and it's not always going to mean the same thing every time you see it. It's there, a bird isn't always going to be, a messenger, even though most times they are, but even the message that it gives this time isn't always going to be the message it gives you next time. So, okay, so let's see. For the collective spirit, what is the sign or synchronicity that they need at this time, or that they're seeing, that confirms this reading, that they should be looking out for? Take it as it applies. If you've already been seeing this, obviously you'll know. So we have hidden figures. This one's interesting, okay? So this is the hidden figures card, okay? So we have a mask here, a hidden butterfly down here, transformation, another half mask here, like a hand dangling a puppet up here, okay? That's like giving me the devil energy again, right? Puppet master, right? So be mindful, okay? So hidden figures, seeing messages, symbols within clouds, water, smoke. So some of you may be scrying, okay? Or that could be something that you're kind of maybe seeing shadows from the corner of your eyes, okay? Be mindful of those things. That could definitely indicate that you're needing to cleanse your space, okay? Let's see, smoke pictures. So you may be also seeing things in your pictures. Pay attention to orbs. That I'm getting orbs that may be coming up in your pictures. Dark shadows, entities, okay? Peripheral vision. So that's what I was talking about with the shadows on the sides. You may be seeing those things. Be mindful of who you're around, because obviously somebody that maybe some of you are dealing with have attachments to them. And that could be exactly why some of you are being guided to release this person or surrender this connection or whatever this is because somebody around you is carrying entities, attachments that really don't belong to you. They shouldn't be there anyway, okay? So let's see, expanded sight, third eye expansion, activations, upgrades, okay? Some of you, your third eye may be coming more online. If it's, not activated yet, some of you, that is what's happening at this time as well. Others of you, it feels like your intuition could be increasing at this time, okay? And that's, again, what the surrender is about. When you allow yourself to let go of certain things, that increases your ability to trust yourself. And as you continue to show your intuition that I'm willing to trust my guidance, right, it shows up more clearly for you and more consistently for you, okay? I do this shit. Like, I live this. So that's why I'm able to speak on it. Like, I've gone through the trials and errors of this shit long enough. Let's see, under the surface. Look closer. Pay attention. You're not crazy. Okay. Some of you, that's what maybe I feel like is what's happening right now as well, is that some of you are maybe having people around you that are calling you crazy for wanting to leave something, wanting to leave someone, wanting to leave a situation, not really exactly knowing what you're going to do in its place, what's ahead if you leave this thing or if you quit this job. That's not for them to decide. It's time for you to listen to yourself. Okay. Let's see, gifted, puppet master. Regain control. Some of you are really being asked to restore your your control and sovereignty over your life. That's what I was getting when we saw the devil energy at the top of the deck. Okay. Yep. Regain control. Feeling blocked. For your protection. Hidden support. Warning. Trap. Like I said, someone around you is trying to keep you stuck. They're trying to keep you trapped. That's why some of you are really being asked to surrender at this time, to surrender to what it is you need to do. Whether it's surrendering to the connection, shifting your perspective about it, allowing yourself to be honest with yourself about what you're experiencing. Some of you are so maybe entangled in a connection, okay, may have a real strong soul tie to a person to where it's skewing your vision. It's distorting your ability to see the real person, the real version, okay? So some of you, that is exactly what this is about, okay? Is letting you know that something isn't right here. What I'm feeling, what you feel in your body, don't ignore that, okay? Because what you can't see with your eyes, your body will sense. That's the purpose of it, is because you're not always going to be able to see shit or see warnings with your physical 3D eyes, right? But it will show you with your third eye. It will show you with the sensations in your body, but you got to be attuned to that and be willing more than anything to listen to it, to allow yourself to, again, shift your perspective. And don't think that, oh, because I'm feeling this, I keep feeling this thing in my gut when I get around this person, but, oh, maybe I'm just hungry, or, oh, maybe I'm just this, or, oh, I'm just that. Don't ignore that shit. Okay. If it keeps coming up, pay attention to when it happens, or every time I'm around this person, I get this particular, sign, or like, a horn always honks when, or a siren always goes off when I'm with this person. Like, why is that? Allow yourself to really think about these things. You're not crazy for having these questions. Okay. Don't let nobody tell you you're fucking crazy. That's what they want you to believe. Okay. The spirits and entities that are attached to a lot of people, right? That are moving, that are like basically navigating the same way people wear Halloween costumes, right? And it's not really the person that you're seeing. That's the costume that you're seeing is not really who's inside of it. This is really the same thing as we are, humans having a, spiritual beings having a human experience. Okay. And so the same thing. The Halloween costumes are literally our physical vessel. Okay. So some of you aren't aware that there are spirits and entities attached to a person. Okay. And it's playing through them. So it's not really the person themselves, like the soul energy that's making these decisions or doing these things, right? But they have attachments that are leached onto them.